Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in closing, I obviously yield myself the balance of my time. I urge opposition to this rule and the underlying measure. The majority has brought up a misnamed bill that instead serves only to preserve its own power. H.R. 1 will create a taxpayer-funded ATM to waste federal dollars on political campaigns. Let me say that again. To waste federal dollars on campaigns. This will inject, my friends are worried about the power of money, they're injecting billions of new taxpayer dollars into this. And not only that, the taxpayer has no say in where those dollars go. They don't get to pick a candidate or whatever. We're just going to willy-nilly have their dollars support candidates that they may or may not agree with. And this doesn't only apply to Democrats and Republicans. There are fringe candidates that will get funding under this too. Candidates, quite frankly, that would probably embarrass my friends and ourselves. So I think this is an enormously misguided idea. It'll take over elections and voter registration from states and transfer power to Washington. Let me say that again. My friends are voting to literally turn over the state election operations of 50 separate states and federalize them. They haven't talked to very many secretaries of state. I think there was only one that actually was allowed to testify in opposition to this bill. Instead, we're going to foist off billions of dollars in unpaid mandates on every state in the country so my friends can continue this misguided effort to alter the political landscape of the greatest republic and democracy in the world. This bill will weaken voting systems and weaken enforcement mechanisms that guard against fraud, and it will undermine Americans' fundamental First Amendment rights. Mr. Speaker, I would strongly urge my friends on the other side to reconsider their course of action. This bill is not going to be heard by the Senate. It will never be signed by the President of the United States. And instead of building a bipartisan coalition for election and campaign reform, it will partisanize this process further. There was and still is an opportunity to have this bill considered in markups across every committee of jurisdiction. Instead, the majority is simply ramming it through, using a committee where they hold a 2-to-1 majority and limiting, frankly, the ability of members to participate in the process of writing the bill. We can do better than this, Mr. Speaker, and we should strive to do better than this now. Mr.